Take away from the title race, and I think the biggest concern on all Rangers fans' minds at the moment is what does the future hold for Super Jack Butland? And it does look like he may not be going anywhere. Join me on the other side. Well, welcome along to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James. Guys, please obviously smash the sub, help the channel to keep on growing as we aim for 6,000 subs by the end of this season. Guys, and all the things you get for free down below. Check them out. Okay, so Jack Butland, let's talk all things Super Jack. Now, Jack has been talking to the media, which the comments that he made does give a lot of optimism, I think, for the future of Jack at Rangers. I've also got some other facts and stats and things about, English Premier League clubs' money. The clubs who are likely to have the type of money it's going to take to bid for Butland and why it makes it very unlikely that Butland will be on the move this summer. So look, the biggest concern is that the player who is our player of the year, our players player of the year, hopefully PFA Scotland player of the year, a guy who has just been absolutely outstanding this season could move on. Look, no matter what happens this season, at times this man has kept us in games. He has kept us in the hunt for the title. And I think, these comments about the defence being the best in Scotland are largely down to the fact we have Jack Butland as our goalkeeper. His saves, his confidence at organisation, his way of giving the defence confidence that he will always be there, sweeper keeper, come and claim the ball, all the things that he does outstandingly well. Now, if you look at Super Jack's stats from this season, he's made 34 Premiership appearances, with 24 goals conceded to less than a goal a game. He's had 18 clean sheets in those 34 games. And of course, he's had that one yellow card. Yes, that one yellow card that Muppet Nick Walsh gave him for, well, absolutely nothing. I mean, it's ridiculous, wasn't it, that card? And he's got a 52.9% clean sheet percentage in the Premiership, which is absolutely outstanding. To be keeping a clean sheet in more than 50% of your games is absolutely brilliant. Now, across the rest of the competitions he's been involved in, Champions League, obviously not as great this year. Not down to him, I think largely down to the fact that some of our defenders don't know how to defend against top-class players. 4 matches played, 9 goals conceded. UEFA Europa League, 8 matches played, 9 goals conceded, 2 clean sheets, 1 yellow card. I think that was for time wasting. 3 games in the Scottish Cup, yet to concede a goal in the Scottish Cup in 270 minutes. Obviously, Robbie McCrory played that first game. Scottish League Cup, 4 games, 2 goals conceded, 2 clean sheets in his time there. And you look at him overall this season, 53 matches played, 44 goals conceded. That's less than a goal a game. 25 clean sheets gives you a clean sheet percentage of 47%. He's played over 4,000 minutes of Premiership of all competitions, for Rangers, and has been absolutely amazing. The best goalkeeper in Scotland, and I would argue the best goalkeeper in Britain at this moment in time. Now, Jack has spoken to the media, and what he says gives optimism, I think, to all Rangers fans that he will not be going anywhere, at least this summer, and that he will be staying at the club. And we're going to talk over that shortly, so please stay with us for that. Now, for me, there is 2 other reasons why Super Jack Butland will not move on this summer. First one is down to PSR. Yes, that horrible thing, whatever the new FFP is called, the PSR. It's got nothing to do with tyre pressure. It's something like there was responsibility or some, I don't know. It's some crap like that. Financial football responsibility. I don't actually care what it stands for. But it details that clubs can spend just over 80% of their revenue on new players, wages, etc., etc. And there is an acceptable loss strategy within that. I think it's 33 million or something like that they can lose per season, which over a period of seasons, over 100 something million. Anyway, so if you look at it this way, right, the clubs in England that generate the most revenue, the clubs, and this is where Jack is obviously getting the offers from. That's why I'm talking about England. The clubs that generate the most revenue in England are the top 6 clubs. Why? Because they play in Europe every season. They have the biggest stadiums. They sell the most merchandise worldwide. They are the biggest, some of the biggest clubs in world football. And that's why they generate huge incomes. Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Aston Villa. The 7 clubs there that generate massive amounts of income from other sources. Clubs below those 7, the likes of West Ham United, Crystal Palace, Brighton and Hove Albion, Brentford, Nottingham Forest, for example, to name but a few. do not Wolverhampton Wanderers even do not generate the same amount of income as those top 7 clubs. Now, if you look at those top 7 clubs who could substantially afford a bid of 20 to 25 million pounds for Jack Butland, but if Butland was to go to those clubs, he would be unlikely to play first team football, which is what he wants to do. He showed that last summer. He was offered a massive bumper contract to stay at Manchester United, but he went to Rangers because he wanted first team football. So, you look at Liverpool, have got Alisson, probably one of the best goalkeepers in world football. Ederson, again, one of the best goalkeepers in world football. Emiliano Martinez at Aston Villa, again, one of the best goalkeepers in world football. You've got, who else have we got? Let's go down the list, quickly down the list. Manchester United and Nana. Okay, that is the kind of the turd in the water pipe, but let's face it. Anana, Man United are not really going to bid for Butland after what happened, so forget that one. Spurs have got Vicario, who is a very good goalkeeper. You've got Chelsea, you've got Sanchez, again, a decent keeper. They've got their backups in international as well. I think, just off the top of my head, I can't remember the guy's name, but he is a top class goalkeeper. So, you look at those clubs, Liverpool, Arsenal have got David Raya and Aaron Ramsdale. So you look at those clubs, they've all got outstanding goalkeepers and pretty much outstanding backups as well. So they're not going to want to come in. Now, realistically, clubs below that are not going to be able to afford that 20 to 25 million, which realistically is going to get the Rangers board thinking about selling. 10 to 15 million, I think, is derisory, and hopefully the board see that as well and will not move on that. Now, Butland already turned down a move to the Premier League in January when Forest came a knocking. He said no before the club even said no to that deal. Okay, other thing, Butland has already been in the Premier League. He's already played at a high level in the Premier League, and he's been there, he's seen it, he's done it. Okay, he did it with Manchester United. Yes, he only made a limited number of appearances, but did. Leeds United, he did it for as well. Okay, not a massive club, but Birmingham City, he did it for as well. Stoke City in the Premier League. So he's been there, seen it, done it in the Premier League, and not necessarily got any more adulation or respect because of that. Yes, he was England number 1 for a limited amount of time, but very quickly lost that place. So I know there is a snobbery around Scottish football, but hopefully Gareth Southgate, or whoever the next England manager is after the Euros, if, as predicted, Southgate leaves, sees Jack Butland for what he is, which is one of the best keepers in Britain. And that is what we've got to look at. He's better than Pickford, he's better than Pope, he's better than Ramsdale, he's better than Trafford, he's better than all those goalkeepers. And why England managers can't see that, I don't know. So that's some of the reasons why I think, number 1, he may not, or 2, he may not leave. Now, Jack spoke to the media, and this is what Jack had to say. And this gives, I think, more cause for optimism that he is going to go absolutely nowhere this summer. And I'm limiting it to this summer. So I'll tell you why in a moment. This is what he said. I signed a 4-year contract with beliefs of winning things and winning lots of trophies. That hasn't changed in my mind. So he's clear, got that focus still, that what he wants to do, what he wants to achieve, and the fact that he is loyal to that 4-year deal he has signed. We don't need to sell him. He is under contract. Ultimately, in football, when you do perform well, there's always going to be noise and there's always going to be talk. Again, spot on. This is a thing we've got to kind of get used to and not worry about as much. When you have a player who is performing outstandingly well, you always get noise around those players. I mean, you look down south of the border, championship teams who are in danger of losing star players, there's noise around them. Jack Clark at Sunderland, again, been talked about in terms of Premier League move. Archie Gray at Leeds United, again, been talked about in terms of a Premier League move. You've got a situation where Bojan Miovski at Aberdeen, again, young player coming up, playing well, again, talked about in terms of a move to Feyenoord this summer. So there's always that rumour around players who are playing well, who are outstanding, who are up and coming, or who are excellent in their given position. So Jack is spot on with that comment. And I think he is a player who, on the whole, if you look back across his career history, has always showed loyalty to his clubs. He's not one of these players who will down tools, who will try and force through moves. That's not the type of lad that he is. He went on to say this. He says, where I'm at is I'm loving my time here and I'm fully focused on achieving here and continuing to do so. That's all that my mind is set on. That's Rangers Football Club. So it's quite clear that all this speculation, all this rumour, all this stuff about England is not distracting him. If it was, his performances probably would have fallen off. And he wouldn't be talking as he is about being fully focused on being at Rangers. So again, more encouraging words from Jack here. And he is and you can see in game times, in interviews, in everything that he does, he is absolutely 1,000,000% focused on our club. And that is very encouraging. This is again about this whole about performances, but then you perform. I feel like I've done that, and there's always going to put you in conversations. To generate interest means things are going well and things are going to plan, which again reinforces what he said earlier and what I said about other players who are attracting attention from Premier League clubs. That's what I want to do. I want to play well. If I'm playing well, those conversations will happen. As I've said, I'm happy here and I'm loving my time here. And he's right. If he continues to perform well and show himself up to be one of the best goalkeepers in Britain, which he is, then those conversations will continue. It is speculation, it is rumour, and it is always going to happen. When you have an outstanding player, it is always going to happen. If, for example, let's say, Abdallah Sima continues to perform and say we sign him on a permanent basis and he performs well next season, there will be speculation around him. Diamande, if he continues to perform as he is, again, there'll be speculation around him. That is the nature of having good players at your club. Well, guys, let me know what you think. I am personally very encouraged by the Jack interview. And when I've thought about this, facts around this, again, encouraged that he will be here next season for us. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As always, on the way out, 2 things I really would love you to do. 1 is smash the like. 2, remember always, please never, ever forget, we are the people.